Hello coders, good afternoon, good evening. It is Thursday. We've made it. It doesn't feel like a Thursday. Not that I know what a Thursday feels like, but it doesn't feel like this. Just because I've got far more work to do for a whole week tomorrow. But hey. Hey, what's that popping up? Something's just popped up. I have an emote from DavyWave7 subscribed with Prime. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Oh, wow. Thank you. Check that email out. It's floating across the screen. Woo. Thank you very much, DavyWavy7. That's an awesome name. Thank you very much. Today, I'm going to be reading from this book, the TDD Companion, as I fixed my bugs. So, let's get into the code. How's everyone been? Has everybody had a good week? How's Trix? It's been a weird one. I found myself today, sort of like just before dinner, sort of, you know, that half an hour before going down and getting dinner and just closing your work stuff. I found myself looking at networking gear. Going, that's quite tasty. So yeah, I'm thinking about upgrading my network here, my home network, or my office network. I shouldn't really call it a home network, my office network. So I was having a look at some tasty networking equipment. I have absolutely no, well, I did a networking course at college. But it kind of went all over the top of my head, so I'm pretty new at it, pretty much of a new boy. I basically get a cable, plug it in a socket, and if it works, it works. So there's a lot of reading up, as you can imagine. Okay, so today we're going to do some Gatsby, and it is the How to Code Well site. I fixed a bunch of bugs with this over the evenings, but there's far more to do. So we're in this beta UI 1 branch, and if I did an ls here you can see all the bits and pieces, and if I did a make install local dev, you can hopefully see it churn its way through. We're now working against the staging site, so it's actually making live requests against this, which is nice. And I'm mostly going to be focusing on mobile issues, because that's really what I want to... There's a lot of stuff I need to fix, a lot of stuff I need to tidy up with that. And unfortunately, it's one of those cases where I didn't design this in a mobile first kind of way. Big regrets on that one. Let's just... I just want to adjust my camera settings whilst we wait for all of this to do its funky thing. It does take some time. Oh, it's done. I just didn't have it. I obviously didn't have it tailing. So, all right, let's grab that. That is our local host. So this is a Gatsby site, as I've said. We're running off of Gatsby. It's Ghost Starter. That's basically where we started it from. And it is the new How to Code Well website, which looks, like this. I don't know why I'm in a giggly mood. I think I get into a giggly mood the more busy I am. Here we go. Right, so this is the website. These are all the courses that I've produced. These are all the courses I've produced, I should say. I think we're missing 2, and we're missing the stuff I've done from Manning Publications and Pack Publications, sure. But these are the ones that I've produced myself, and we are, as I said, we're going to be focusing today on the mobile sort of side of things. So if I go to Developer Tools, and we clicked on this fancy button, which was this one here, which I've already done, you can see that this is coming through as an iPhone 6. Doesn't look so bad. I've been playing around with Lighthouse as well. There's a ton of issues Lighthouse picked up. But I also want to... We fixed that issue. It was around the blog. That's what I was working on the other evening. So if I clicked on... If I scroll... Yeah, so that needs to be adjusted. That needs to be set to 0 margins because it looks pretty awful. These books need to go in the middle. And also, I think if I clicked on one of these, that's fine in that view. That's essentially what I want it to look like. And yeah, it's this thing here. I'm hoping I was clever and I created a component for this, a React component. I hope so, because I only want to do this once. But I seem to remember if I change this back to, say, a responsive mode, and then drag this out, and drag this out, I think at some point, yeah, there's a massive gap. So I need to sort that. But before I do any of this, I need to go and have a look at what is on my the old Jira. That's what I need to do. Otherwise, I'll end up just going down a rabbit hole. Coder folk. I like it. Coder folk. I'm good. Thank you very much for joining, Mr. DB303. I'm good. Thank you. And also, hello to is it Alzar? I can't. It's for some reason it's red. Your message. My eyes. Is it Alazar? There we go. Al-Raza. Al-Raza. Thank you for... I don't know why your username is like in red and the background is black and it's really dark red and it's very difficult to read. I don't know why. Twitch and their madness. You're from... you're Persian. Oh, lovely. Ali. Say Ali. Ali. Okay, let's get the code up, man. Let's get the code up. Why am I in such a giggly mood? I don't know. I think I'm going to be one of these people. I think I'm one of these people where when things go really badly wrong, and I'm not saying that things have gone badly wrong at all. I'm just, at the moment, with work, it's just very stressful and high pressured and stuff. I'm just riding it. It's weird. It's a weird sort of feeling. You know, you can laugh, you can cry. Moving on swiftly. So, what was I doing? I was going into Jira. That's what I wanted to do. Let's have a look at Jira. Not that I've... Jira. Okay, right. So, this is where we're at. And in progress, reduce the left margin of the blog cards on mobile. So some of this I may have already done. So I should check those. And then there's a bunch of stuff that I should mark up. And what I plan to do is for every bug I fix, I'm going to read a page from this book. The TDD, is that in focus? It's the TDD Companion. It's a very small little handbook. Every page in this book is like a piece of gold. It's about TDD. So for every bug I fix, I'm going to read one of these. Read a page. So, right, let's check this one out. Reduce the left and right margin of the blog cards on mobile. So, tested on iPhone 5.6. And it was these left and right hand side margins. If this loads up, they were humongous. So have I done that? Let's go to, it's back one there. So that and that side. Is this in, needs to be an iPhone 6, iPhone 5. Yeah, they're still quite big. They're still pretty big in my opinion. If I was to compare this with, say, I don't know, let's say the Discord. See that's I think that's smaller. I think that's smaller either side than, say, the blog. Yeah. So I just need to make that a little bit smaller. Okay, so let's see. I want to get into, it was the blog page. Which is a template because it comes from Ghost, which is a CMS that we use. And it's something to, I reckon it's this here. I reckon it's that P4, padding 4. Because this, we go straight into the layout. So, I suppose what I could do is, from this point, I could probably do with going to, yeah, can you see? So that's the container div, and then we move out a little bit. That's the padding, so I reckon that's padding 4, and then this is the margin. So there's a margin of 4, and then there's a padding of 4, and then there's the actual thing, and then that itself would have a padding of 4 inside. I think that's the issue. So he says let's try it. What does that do? Is this hot reloading? Why is this not hot reloading? Hold fire. What have I done? Why is this not? That should be hot reloading. I am, where am I? Who am I? I am I'm in England, the United Kingdom, Great Britain. So we would have people think. Let's not talk about politics. Can I just say, though, whilst I'm on that subject, that I brought myself on, I just want to say that I'm so sorry. I feel really bad for all the students. Let's just say that right now. We've screwed them over. Anyway. Hey, Sniper Side. Hey, Rylex. Hope everybody's well. Good timing. Saved by the bell. I was just about to dive into some politics then. Right, I want to see if I can make this a little bit. See, that didn't work, did it? That actually didn't do anything, which is weird. Am I on the right page? Blog? Templates is blog. There is no page of blog, is there? No, so it would be here. I guess a quick way I could check this is by just deleting, say, that, for instance, and then. There, you can see that hot reloaded. So that was weird. It was like I removed the padding here and nothing's come through. So it's obviously not that. Fine. Pagination. Oh, wait. I'm looking at completely the wrong thing. It's in here. It's a postcard. For each one of these things, components, React components. Do forgive me, I've been working in PHP all day. This here is a React component, which is called postcard, and we click into there, and it would be off of the back of this. So it would be this padding here, I believe, or it could be that one. It's probably that one. That one. Let's remove that and have a look. There we go. See, it's now changed. Can you see that's a lot slimmer on either side. Now I should say, and that's thicker. I'm using Tailwind for this. This is the TailwindCSS. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So what I'll do is I will commit this code after I check this out on mobile, on responsive mode, and drag this out a wee bit. That actually does look pretty terrible. Let me change that to be, so it does need the padding. So in that case, it needs to be MD : padding. There we go. Now we got the padding, you see. And if I change this back to mobile, so iPhone 5, we should remove that, which is correct. Let's just check 6. That's fine. Okay, let's go back to responsive. And there we go. That's good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So in that case, let me commit this. Fixing padding around postcard component. And what I'll do, we'll do commit. We'll go to here. We'll pop this card. Great. Lost the URL. There we go. Push this into there, and then what I'll do, as promised. No, not in there. Not in. In here. Thank you. As promised, I will read a page from this book. Okay, so I will read a page from this book. We are on page... I haven't skipped ahead, I promise. We're on page 4. All right? And there is 62 pages. So we're on page 4. Okay. This chapter is called, or this page is called TDD Yields Velocity. All right. So I haven't read this yet. Okay. So it's this book. So when TDD was first suggested, there were many who were dubious about the wisdom of having developers write tests of their own code. Among the objections raised was that developers will slow down if you burden them with new tasks, namely writing tests as well as code. I've had those conversations, so yeah, I can vouch for that. This seems logical. Give someone more to do and they will take longer to do it, yeah. But the truth is that TDD actually increases the velocity once the team gets over the initial learning curve. And then it goes on to say, how can this be? ? So this is the book. This is true for 3 reasons. Okay. First, TDD makes developers proactive. They tend to be less hesitant when everything they do is being constantly confirmed or corrected. Okay. Second, TDD helps develop. Second, TDD helps developers to avoid writing unnecessary code. Developers will sometimes chrome the system when they are not certain about exactly what the code needs to do. Defining behavior in tests first helps them to avoid this. I'm not too sure what that means. Developers will sometimes chrome the system, and chrome is in like air quotes. Chrome the system when they are not certain about what the code needs to do. Does this kind of mean like stubbing it, like code stubs? Okay, third, TDD is really about creating a specification. Now this is something that I'm slowly wrapping my head around, personally. TDD is really about creating a specification, which we're going to do anyway. It's not really new work, but a new way to do existing work. It is a way that can be confirmed at any time in the future to be correct. And then in bold, TDD speeds up the team. Okay. Well, that's I like this book because it changes. It makes you think about TDD in a different light. I'm really digging the fact that TDD is really about creating a specification. Yeah. Anyway, so that was page 4. Let's have another look at our bug, shall we? So, okay, missing some book images. And then this one is fix image height when the image is removed. So they're the only two I've got left, but there's a bunch of issues outstanding that I haven't recorded yet. So these two really are around accessibility. Well, missing some book images isn't, but this one is. And I want to tackle this one with some others that I'm aware of on a different thing, because I want to address the accessibility sort of not separately, but I want to give myself a portion of time just to focus on accessibility. Obviously, if I pick anything up during these streams, I'll be putting them in here, but I want to be focusing on the fixing of these things sort of in a, not one hit, but in a session, if that makes sense. Because I think that if I'm chopping and changing between like accessibility bugs, functional bugs, and UI bugs, I won't be single-minded on just the accessibility, because there's a bunch of things that I want to clean up, like the colors and the contrasts of stuff. Anywho, this one missing some book images. I think we may have already sorted that, but let's just double check. So this is where we go into here, and it's the books page. It's that page here. So there are still some missing, and I think this is obviously to do with the path not being correct. Let's just check that. This one here. Let's click on that. So this is coming to staging images.howtocodewell.net/images resources, and then that's the link. So if I open that in a new tab, what have we got? Aha! My connection isn't private. So I think there's a redirection issue going on here, which is a bit of DevOps. Can you see it's not doing that? So if I was to change that to be HTTP instead, it's still an empty response. Right, this is probably to do with a wiring issue with AWS, which I'm not going to get onto in today's stream because that will require a lot of tinkering, especially around the certificates. I think what I'll do is mark this, I'll put a comment in this bug, and I'll look at it off stream. I've got a ton of work to do sort of off stream. I'll put that in. So let's I'll put a comment in. Some books are it seems like a SSL issue. I was having a ton of issues with SSL over the weekend, and it's probably something I haven't wrapped up yet with this. So what I'll do is I'll put this back into to do, and then I will go through and find issues myself. So let's come away from that. Let's go back into, actually no, I do need that, don't I? Sorry. I remember the shortcut key there. Did you see that? You spot that? Let's go to iPhone 5. Right, let's start from the top. Okay, so this is the homepage. Looks fairly okay to me. It would be nice to have that slightly smaller, just so it's not like touching the image all the time. But it's a niggle. I'm looking for like massive holes. the polish can come afterwards, so that's fine. Books, we know of. There's some issues with the books because of the missing images. And then pricing. I thought I had this as rounded corners. We've got the blog as rounded corners, haven't we? Yeah, so we got a consistency issue going on here. So if I go to the Discord, we can see that that needs to be rounded corners as well. Can I just I just want to double check something. I want to make sure that I've actually got everything pulled down. Bear with me a second. Because I was convinced we had I was convinced that we had. Let me see. There's nothing like just hiding around, is there? No. I was convinced that we had sorted those rounded corners. Such a weird mood I'm in. Bear with me a minute. It's all good. All good. Let's check out develop. There's nothing crazy in here, is there? Well, of course not. It's going to be my local copy. Let's just see. Sorry. What am I doing? What am I doing? I shouldn't be doing this. I should be going back to here, checking that out, and then going git repository merge and seeing if there's anything to merge. And there is. That could be the problem. Right. Let me see the logs for this. Where are we at with the logs? So we appear to be ahead of origin master, beta, and develop. And we would be ahead because we've put in this one. I'm not sure what that is. I'm going to just merge in, I think, yeah, master would do. They're all at the same level. So let's just do that. Repository merge and merge in master. Look at this. We got some issues here. Okay, let's great. Let's resolve these conflicts. Okay, right. Woo. Let's bring this in here. Okay, so this is the middle view. This is the view of my current one. This is the changes from beta 1, and then this is the changes from master. So, okay, right. On here, we'll start at the top. We got layout, we got pagination, and we got postcard. This is putting in pagination at a different side. I mean, that's okay. Let's push this through. Pagination and postcard. There's nothing wrong with that. And then here we've got book card and page title from book card and page title. I'm not sure what the difference is there. Although, here we go. Can you see that's... So this is... This is obviously like single quotes and double quotes. That's fine. All right, next. Oh gosh, I hate these formatting issues. That's fine. It's just spaces. It's okay. Right. Next one is the. This one's a bit different because changes from beta 1 doesn't have this in it. But on master we do. So what do I do? Because I mean this is a div. So does this mean that we've removed that div or not? It doesn't look like it. Does yes we have we. Does that marry up with that? Yes, it does. And then we got paging underneath, and then we don't have the div. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to replace that whole block. Okay, and then this. On this side, let's see. Flex none, flex wrap, SM, flex. Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of that. That's fine. That's good for me. Next one is something to do with formatting, I believe. Just double check all this. Text SM, black, white, no underline. Yeah, that looks good to me. So it's just a case of putting this on a different line. I'm happy not to be honest. It's fine. And then this one here is it's coming from this side, this direction this time. Div class name, no flex wrap. We've got a justify center in there. This is new, so that's going in. And then is that it? I think that's it. We'll do apply. Okay, now the next one. Sorry, chat. I will get to you in a second. Right, so not a lot has changed here. It's just this one, I think. So flex none, width auto, yada yada yada. Nothing massive. There's a P1, P4. Isn't this what we've just done? Yeah, beta 1. That's right. This is what we've just done. We've just put this onto MD, so that's fine. Compare it with this side. We've got P4 bottom, but we don't have P4 in the middle. And then we got PT on first, and then MD. So that is very different. Do I trust it? No. I'm going to go for this side and then remove that. Okay, so I think that was it. Let's do apply. Let's do come out of this mode, and we should be. It should have been. It should have rebuilt itself. But what I'll do is I'll do another make local dev just to get rid of the clearing the cache and everything. So off it runs on its merry journey. Ali's saying, aren't you tired of coding while standing? Nah, I'm actually right now standing on one leg. I can't actually get my leg that high. No, I can't get my leg that high. I blame the COVID fat. Man, I've put on like 1.5 stones since lockdown. Don't ask me to touch my toes. Yeah, no, I'm fine. I actually like standing. When I'm on meetings and conference calls, I prefer standing. When I'm actually coding, like for long periods of time, then I have to sit down. But during the day, it's okay. And this is a motorized desk, so I can move it up and down, change the height and levels and stuff. Yogic fly. I can reassure everybody that I am not flying. All right, so let's get into not that one here, and let's do a shift refresh. Yeah, see, these were I did that. Yeah. Right, let's go through them once more from the top. Okay, that's fine. Books. Even these are better. Still got the issue with some of these books missing. Pricing. See, that's much better. I thought we did curved corners. And then courses. That's better. And then, so challenges takes us off to the challenges website. So that's okay. That's nothing I'm working on today. The blog itself, that's good. We can see the edges are sorted. And we can also see that the books are better. However, we're still missing those images. But that's good. There's still an issue here. So that's a bug. So what I'll do is I will take a photo of it, and then I will go into Jira and make a bug for myself. And what do we call this part? This is the resources bit, isn't it? This is programming resources. Can you see there's quite a few issues here? We got the actual title is butted up to the right hand side, plus it's missing a margin on the left, or it's got a margin on the left and right, so there's a few issues. Okay, so fix programming footer could not spell footer on the blog. It is the blog. That's where I'm at, right? That's where it's at. Yeah, blog. Good. Too many tabs. Right. So, 1. Remove margin. Remove left and right margin. 2. There was that title, wasn't it? It's gone to the right-hand side. Yes, it has. Okay. Title is not.
Happy coding.
Is not centered. Hey, Liquid Oxygen subscribed on a 1 month. Oh, buddy. Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. How kind. Oh, that's made my evening. Thank you. Centered. Now, if I could only spell the word centered. There we go. Right. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh. Oh, that's very kind. Very kind of you. I'm glad you do. And if you've got any suggestions for the podcast, or any other thing, then do let me know. Really, seriously, I'm all ears when it comes to ideas and things. I created that task and I didn't assign it to this sprint. So somewhere down here, in the midst of all the things, there we go. Right, let's go back to the board. That's that. And I also need to put in an image, don't I? So we'll pop this up and we'll drag this on. There we go. And we'll fix them. And then, obviously, as we do, we will, after this, I'll read another page. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Cheers. I'll have some orange squash. Right, so removing the left and the right margin is a bit of a hacky job. Because essentially what we've got here is the whole thing is within a margin itself. I can show you that by it is M4. There we go. It's M4. So the whole thing is whole main section is within margin of 4. So you see that wraps around the whole thing, which means it's going to wrap around this because the programming resources is within this block. In fact, it's that block there. So this means that I need. There's a little bit of a hacky trick to do to basically give this a negative margin to push this out. Now, obviously, when this is actually thinking about it, it is the same issue. When I go back to responsive, if I do responsive here, you can see that there's that thing here, that margin. Use your words, Fisher. Yes. So I need to hack around with this section here, this one here, which is we're still on the blog template, which is this one. And it's here. That's the programming resources title. And this is the padding 4. So this is the padding inside it. What we need to do is put margin M, or minus M for margin, left, and then 4. and then minus MR4. I think this works. Essentially what we're doing here is we're saying minus this margin on the left-hand side by 4 and minus the right-hand side margin by 4 as well, which should hopefully, in theory, compensate for that. Which it does. Can you see? It's gone butted onto the end. And in fact, you can't actually see a problem with the actual title because now the margin's gone. However, I know it's there. So let's go and tidy that up. It's that, isn't it? It's that one there. It actually doesn't look so bad. It is text-centered. Or maybe I'll leave it. Something I want to just tidy up though is that there's too much height between that. If you can compare the height between this and that, there's too much. So this is PT 8, which is padding top 8, and then PB 8, which is padding bottom 8. So it's that one there. I reckon I can reduce that to 4, and I could probably put that down to 4 as well. Let's have a little look. There we go. It's just made it a little bit more tighter. Let me just check what this is. So that's margin 8 top and margin bottom 8 as well. I think that's okay. Although look, we've got a gap, like gappy teeth. We got a gap down here. Let's just double check this on responsive. This is kind of like the story of my day. You fix one thing, and then another thing falls over. Can I drag this out a little bit more? Yeah, so there's a gap here. I don't really know why. Let's have a little look. Ah, hello. So there's a margin. No, that's padding, right? Is that padding? That's padding. That's padding. Padding 4. So what is that about? That is the footer. That's fine. And then we got the main. Oh, hang on, wait. It's the main, isn't it? So, can we therefore do a minus MB for margin bottom 4? This is very hacky. Oops, 4, not 5. 4. There we go. Very, very hacky. Has that changed? Yeah. Okay, so that's gone down. That's good. That's fine. Let's change that up to iPhone 5. Scroll. Yeah, alright. I'm digging that. A little bit of a hack there, but I think it's okay. It's worth a git commit and then a read of a page, I think. So let's do that. So fixing programming resources margins. Okay, so where are we at with this then? That's what it used to look like. Absolutely shocking. And we can now plop it over there, and I can read another page. So what are we on now? We must not be on page 5 now. There we go. Okay. Okay, so this is still titled TDD yields. This page is titled TDD yields confidence. Okay, ready for this? Okay, TDD is a process that provides constant confirmation to the development team. Writing the tests up front confirms that there is sufficient understanding of requirements so that they can be expressed in the rigorous form of a unit test. Alternatively, it reveals that this understanding has gaps and reveals questions that need to be answered. I'm gonna read that section again. So writing the tests up front confirms that there is sufficient understanding of requirements so that they can be expressed in the rigorous form of a unit test. Alternatively, it reveals that this understanding has gaps and reveals questions that need to be answered. So I guess in terms of this whole specification thing, if you can't write a test for it, as in if you can't define the specification, then that surely must highlight a question of, some lack of understanding about something to do with the system. Okay, the quality of test mirrors the quality of the system. And so if good tests as defined in this book can be written, this is a confirmation of a good design. That's interesting. Basically measuring the quality of the design of the system by the quality of the tests written. Okay. Running the test initially and watching it fail confirms that the test is legitimate. Yeah, I mean, if you write a TDD, if you write a test first and it passes, then that doesn't make sense, does it? One potential mistake in TDD is writing a test that has no way to fail. Seeing it fail confirms this kind of error has not been made. Making the test pass confirms that the work done on the system produces the correct behavior. Okay. And seeing all the pre-existing tests continue to pass confirms that the only intended change was made. Yeah, this is really, I guess this isn't just for TDD. This can be, you could say this for testing in general. So, like, on the back end of how to code well, there's like 245 tests, and seeing them run every time I run these things and seeing them all pass, it just reaffirms and gives me confidence that the application is doing what it should be doing. And that the changes that I've made haven't affected a previous test. Yeah. So this constant confirmation breeds a kind of this is basically saying what I've just said. This constant confirmation breeds a kind of confidence that is traditionally rare in software development. Such confidence is attractive to developers once they experience it. They will never want to go back. It also leads to aggressiveness. What? Did I read that right? It also leads to aggressiveness. That's such a weird statement. I'll read that again. This constant confirmation breeds a kind of confidence that is traditionally rare in software development. Such confidence is attractive to developers. Once they experience it, they will never go back. It also leads to aggressiveness. Okay, aggressive. That is, I'm dyslexic, but that does say aggressiveness. Is that? I'm going to just type this out in Google Translate. Bear with me a second, because I don't want to misrepresent what the author's saying. That doesn't make any sense in my head. Bear with me a second. Okay, so the way it's spelled is AGRESSIVENESS. Hostile or violent behavior. I'm baffled. I wouldn't say I was more aggressive, unless this is aggressive coding, as in they want to find... let's just skip over this, because this is weird. Anyway, let's get on to another fix. You can tell I haven't read this book yet. So, this page looks good to me. Okay, let's go to the next one. So we've just done Actually, there's pages within this. So let's click on this one, for instance. So this looks okay on mobile until we get down to here. And then, excuse me, really we need to have some borders, I think, or a gap between this on the left and right hand side. So this wasn't a component. This is not a component at all. Unfortunately, I have to do the same thing on this page, which is daft. Let me solve that first, because because that should have been solved in the previous bug. In fact, should I just create this as a component? What I'm talking about here is if I go back to blog, see that this is different, and yet it is actually the same functionality, but this block is different. And it would mean having to... It would mean having to basically replicate what I've got here. This is the block here. Surely this itself could be its own component. Let me see. There's that, and then there's that post, which is this one. I just want to make sure that they are doing the same thing, and it looks like they are. What is... We're mapping books, so books is coming in from somewhere. Where is that? Books. So that's getting all the edges from that. And I would imagine so is this, right? Yeah, so it's doing the same thing. There's duplicate functionality here. Okay, let's create this as a React component. Before I do that, let's actually create this as a task. Otherwise, I'll swan off and do something completely different. So let's say create programming resources component. So this should list out the books. Examples are actually that'll do. I know what that is. I know what that means. We'll have to assign it to myself, label it as UI, and obviously front end, which is that one. And also with the sprint, I want to put this on active sprint, which is this one. And that is good. So it should be now here, which it is. Good. Okay, so I'm going to need to create a component. And this component is going to be a common component. And we will call it... what should we call it? I guess we would call it programming resources, I suppose. A quick sort of fix is just to copy one of these, I suppose, and just go programming resources. Can't spell resources. Resources. Can't spell programming. That's fine. Okay. So a nice little neat component in React. And what we can do is copy all of this. Or copy all of this, I should say. And paste it here. So, we need books. We need to pass in books. And really, if we were to... yeah, no, that's fine. That's okay. That's okay. And then in the prop types, we have books. And I guess we could define the shape of the... Do we need to... Nah. We could just say that they are... It's not really... doesn't have any of this, does it? Not really. And then dot is required. There we go. Never really got used to the trailing commas. Personally, I think trailing commas, it just adds noise. Like if there's a second one under this, then fine, but I wouldn't put the third comma in. But I obviously haven't configured ESLint yet. Right, so we're now taking the book card, which is here, and we got the prop types, which is what we've done there. Groovy. Okay. Really, it's not programming resource, it's programming books. Let's call it what it is. Okay. So. Everyone happy now? Everyone good? Good. Good. Let's go back into the blog itself. This is where we had it before, and we should do programming books. And we supply the books that we've got from here. Now, I'm going to keep doing it. I am going to keep that there. It is duplicated, sure, but I have a plan in the future for this because I want this to change based on where you are in the system in the future. So this does need to be at this point at the moment. Okay, so that goes in here, and then in post we can do the same thing as well. So it's this down to there. So get rid of that. And paste that in. Oops. Has that automatically added the import? Yes, it is. We need to get rid of this import, and also I think we need to get rid of that import too, just to keep things nice and tidy. So there we go. We got the programming books in there. Let's do the same thing. Make sure that the import's tidied up here too. Yeah, we don't need the book card anymore. We need the programming books. Okie dokie. So that's the thing. Let's go and check the command line. I've probably ruined a lot of stuff. No, it seems to be building. So we will go back to our lovely browser. And yeah, that's sorted. Done. Shared the component across the pages. So that... Oops. Down here. So we've got programming resources here, and if I was to click on where we're on an actual blog page, so if I go to the blog itself, there we go, exactly the same. And let's just double check. Let's go back to the other page, which was one of these, and then I'm going to just have a look at responsive, because I want to double check that the bottom margin is gone, and it has done. That is sweet. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. We're cooking today. Cooking on gas. I just built myself a little React component there. Boom, boom, boom. Right, I think that deserves another page and a slurp of my drink. I do like Tailwind. I know that there's a lot of people dislike Tailwind because it's a utility framework for CSS, and there's the purists out there don't like it. Some of them don't anyway. Personally, I have no time for that whatsoever. If you don't like it, that's fine. It's making my life a lot easier. That's why I like it. I'm not a designer, you see. I design software, not UIs. So this is good. What's this? A non-modal commit interface is available. Commit from a tool window and view the diff in the editor. I didn't realize you could do that. Can I just check that out? Oh, hello. Let's switch back. I didn't know I could do that. Oh, that's nice and streamlined. Okay, so this is creating a programming books components. Woo! And then I can commit from here? I can. So now what? How do I get rid of this? Do I just close that down? See, that's the best thing about that modal. Why is it in here? Okay, that was the thing I liked about the modal, is that once you closed it, you closed it. Anywho, getting off the subject now. Let's do another book page. So reading from the TDD Companion. We're on page 6. Okay, this page is titled How Much Testing is Enough? Interesting question. Okay. A typical question those adopting TDD ask is, how much testing is enough? Or, put another way, does everything really need to be tested? How do you decide what to test and what not to test? This is coming from this book here. It's an interesting question, but I prefer to address it this way. Everything will be tested. The real question is, by whom? I know where this is going. Will it be you or someone else, i.e. the end user? Defects detected quickly by you are addressed in a much cheaper way than those detected and reported by your customers. Those are expensive in terms of the time it takes to find them, and in terms of the reputation of your products and your organization overall. Yeah. Also, you have to consider the possibility that your customers will encounter a defect and never tell you. That means that one of these is probably true. They are suffering with it. They don't trust you to fix it. You have created features that nobody uses. It's like I'm reading my past. These are all bad things. TDD identifies useful behaviors and ensures it is correctly implemented. Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's a very good way of putting it. Who will test your features? Will it be you, the developer who knows what you're doing? Or will it be your customers that have no idea and will try and use your application in ways that you've never even dreamed of? Yeah. Tell you what, it's funny, the amount of code I've written over the years that has never seen the light of day. It's astonishing. It's like the elephant graveyard of code. Anywho, or decisions that were perhaps taken and then had to be reevaluated because we realized that the feature that we were developing nobody used or was using in a different way to what we anticipated. So our whole thinking had to change very quickly. The PHP elephant graveyard. Yeah. Right, let's find another bug. I love the way that I'm reading a TDD book and I'm not doing any TDD. I'm finding bugs. Right, this needs to be addressed. This thing here. This is too close to the screen, like to the edges. Really, this should look very similar to this. In fact, it should look the same. Really. And what was I on? It was this here. So the thing that's going wrong here is that there's a problem with the margins again, but the problem is actually the opposite. Oh, look at Murphy there. Here we want to be adding the margins back rather than removing them. So I think I kind of think I know what the problem could be. It's the fact that we're using minus. Is that right? In one of these, minus ML4 and minus MT. Is that the thing? Could be here. Trouble is, of course, it's going to mess up this header. Right. So. Where are we? Which page is this? Blog. This is in the actual post, which is this one. And it's not the programming books, because that's all this stuff that we've addressed. So if we go up a level, which is this. So yeah, we are minusing ML4 and we're minusing MR4, which means that we are not having the margins on the right and left. But, however, which is fine for this, but it's not fine for what's inside here. So can I do P4? P4. Can I do that? Is that going to change? Yeah, there we go. Yeah. But have I messed this up for say in responsive, if I did that, say a desktop mode? Yeah, I kind of have, haven't I? I've made the margins too big, because now we have, if I go down the chain, yeah, can you see we got like a margin, we got padding, P4, and then we've got this, which also has P4, and then we've got this, which also has P4. So yeah, something ain't right there. And you can tell the problem because it's not lined up. It's not lined up. This should be P4 on this side. Somewhere. Whatever that is. P4. There we go, P4. So we've got P4 on this side and this side. So really, that needs to be lined up and it's not. So, okay. MD flex and then straight into P4. If we got rid of that, there we go. So that was off of the parent container. It's still looking a little too far away. So it would be this one. No, that's MB. It would be this one. Let's get rid of that one. And of course I need to do that for each one. But yeah, that's essentially it, isn't it? That's where it's at. So, okay, now I need to find where these things are in the code. Flex none, and then it was above that to flex. There's 2 flex nuns. That doesn't even make any sense. Why would there be 2 flex nuns? So it's the second, it's the first 2 divs after the actual H1. Okay, let's go by that. So we got the H1 here, and then we've got this one, which is P4, which we've just added in. So we will have to fix that. And then we've got the postcard, and I bet this one has a P4 around it, which it does. So we'll get rid of that one. Okay. There we go. Right. So the fact that this required a P4 is because of that. But again, that makes this too big. So can we do is it first and then P padding left 0? Is that a thing? Can I do that? No. Yeah, no, that's not a thing. That's not a thing. So somehow I'm going to need to I need to give space between each one of these things, but not space on the left-hand side. That's basically what we're saying. So I think I'm going to have to look at the Tailwind docs for this, because this is going a little bit above and beyond my knowledge. So can I do, is it first child? Is that the thing? No, that's not the thing. So this is view. First hyphen body T. Oh, I remember doing this and it not working. Okay. If I did PL0, so that's better. Can I get this underneath? Right, so that's how it looks like on the desktop, which isn't so bad. It still could do with a bit of a bigger gap. It's because I've removed the left-hand side margin. Sorry, left-hand side padding. And And then if we change this to be iPhone 5, what have we got? And knock this up to 100%. And also, yeah, see, now we've butted it right up to the left-hand side. So that would have to be, we would have to do MD. There we go. Right. So that's fixed now on mobile. Is it fixed on responsive? It's looking better. It just doesn't look like there's a big enough gap. That's all. If you compare it to these gaps, you know, it just doesn't look, and that gap, it just doesn't look tight enough. You know, whatever you know what I'm trying to say. Flapping my arms up and down. What's it look like on an iPad Pro? And knock this up to 100%. Now that just looks wonky. There's hardly any space here, and there's space there. That doesn't make any sense. So this isn't in the middle. Maybe that's my issue. It's not in the middle. Maybe, and we've got that problem again with the margins. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe this needs to be in the middle. So, forgetting the fact that the margins on the left-hand side are wrong, because the width of all of this isn't actually going to match, like, from pixel to pixel. So maybe if I just shifted this in the middle. Let's have a think. Let's still put P4 on, right? So it should be wider, which is good, I like that. But it's not technically in the middle. So, how did I do this? I did this with books, didn't I? Book loader? No? Somewhere in the templates. It's not text center. I'm sure it's not. Justify center. That's what I need. Okay. There we go. It's kind of shifted. So let's check that on iPad 5. That's good. Bring that up a little bit. Let's move this over to the left. That's better. Let's have a look at the iPad, because that's where you can actually properly see it. Yeah, that's better. Those margins are much better on each side. It's not in the same position as this, but because the width of these three are different, you know, it's a different covering block, then it's not going to be. That's fine. And in fact, it lines up okay with the other things. I'm relatively happy with that. I'm not happy about this though. There's too much of a chin going on here. It needs to be a bit tighter, and also, obviously, that stupid gap there. Let's get rid of that stupid gap. So, I think minus MT4. No. It would be on the next one, wouldn't it? It would be on the minus. Am I running the right page? Yes. Something isn't happy. Let's get rid of that. Hang on a minute. MD, margin 10 on the top. That's not a thing, is it? That shouldn't be there. There, right, okay. And then that would be, you would have the MB4 there, so that would be that would be minus MT4 to take that right to the top, which it does. That looks much better. That looks much better already. So then let's scroll down. This thing, if I can get that line gone, then it just looks a bit more flush, doesn't it? So what's with that? This here, where are we? What is that? What is that? It's just a single line, and you got articles in there. That's weird. That shouldn't be there. That shouldn't be there. MD margin bottom 10. It's this. Gotcha. Haha. Hey, Crosser 7000, thank you for joining today. Yeah, so this the Silas, I can't say it. Silas project. So the Silas project, yes, that's the Baked by Pen project. We might be doing some more of that on Sunday. It's just there's a lot of this that I want to just clear through. I haven't touched it since last stream, so it's as it was. Although no, I tell a lie. I spent an evening going over Docker and trying to reconfigure the Docker to make it faster, because it was so incredibly slow, and it still is. So yeah, I need to spend some time, and I'll probably do it on stream to work out. It's going to be a painful stream, I think, because it's going to be one of those that I just have to keep slogging through. For some reason, I don't know why, but it's just incredibly slow on dev mode. I don't know why. It's just not doing its thing. So there is a Docker file that you get with it, and that Docker file I don't think is kind of doing the things I want or expect it to do. So so that evening I was in the process of rebuilding it myself, and we'll probably continue to do that on stream. So I might pick that up on Thursday. You mentioned that I could apply the div that surrounds all the content and give it a margin. So we've done that. What I was doing was I was hacking it up to not give it a margin on those places. So there's a margin around here, you see. And so if I went to say, I don't know, blah, 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 Discord, you can see there's a margin around here. But the issue with the other pages, so if we went to say the blog, is it the blog? I wanted to prevent that from happening around these sections. And now I'm seeing this again. I seem to have messed up this margin. I'm sure I fixed that. It seems to be a bigger one on this side than on this side. Can you see there's thinner here and yet thicker here? Let me just have a little investigate whilst I... Yeah, that's been added back. Hang on. Hold fire. This is because we're using the same component in different places. Oh, that's going to annoy me. We're using this component here. Great. This component obviously lists all of the blog posts. We're using it here, and we're also using it if I was to actually click on one of these things, we're using it here. Two separate sections that have different parent margins, because this one has not got the left and right margin because it goes straight across the page. Okay, right. Let me think. It was actually, yeah, it was the blog page. That's the page that has the problem. So, yeah, that's what we've done. We put it on the main div. That is what we've done. See, margin 4 on main. It was the blog page, which is this one, and it's, yeah. So we've got a postcard component that we're looping through, and I bet you this one has the P4 on it. Yeah, it does. That's the problem, because we're creating a padding between this element and this element, hence and then we've got a padding inside this element itself. So if I was to remove this, I bet you, he says, looking a bit confused. Why didn't that change? Why did that not change? That didn't change, did it? Oh wait, I removed the wrong one. This. There we go. So that's changed, right? But I bet you it's broken quite madly down here. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Rubbish. Let me think. How do I get around this? Because we need the padding for the bottom and the top. So if I put that back, that now works. So I can control it by the parent div. Yeah? Yeah, using Tailwind. Yeah, definitely good. Definitely good. Tailwind. For a start, there's too much of a chin here. But that's another issue. The issue here is that we have this component being used in various places, requiring the margins to be, or the paddings to be different. That's the problem. If I was to not have this, right? And then if I was to go to the, because what are we on, the post page? Yeah. And then where's this actually pulled in? It's here, isn't it? I reckon I could do this. It's a bit of a hack. P4. Sorry, in a string. So I created a div with a P4. It's a bit of a hack. But we've got that back. And do we also keep, if I go to the actual blog itself, we keep that as well. So, no we don't. So I've broken it. It's because that there. Okay, all right, let's think about this, tackle it from another direction. This is pretty bad. Oops. There we go. Not my best work. But that's fixed on this page. Is it fixed on... Oops, I've done it again, haven't I? Is it actually fixed on the post page? It is. Bigger margin there. Which one do I prefer? The big one? It kind of is in keeping with... Or do I prefer, say, the smaller one? The tighter one. I think I like the smaller one. It looks the same as the sides, so it just looks nice, feels comfortable. Whereas the larger one looks a little disjointed. Sorry, the larger one is this one. Yeah. Okay, I'm being really nitpicky now. Now that was in the blog. That was in the post. So we can't do P4. What we need to do is PT0. There we go. There we go. Okay. I can live with that, I think. Not happy about this though. Although they are the same. No, they're not. Padding top 8, padding bottom 8. I want to change that to be 4. Whoops. There we go. That's better. Tighter. Much better. I could play a drinking game every time I say tighter. That looks better. This thing needs to be adjusted too because that's too far up. Can you see? It's just not leveling it out. So that's programming resources, which is here. So that is this header. Which has its own padding and then it's another set. So padding bottom, padding top. Can we remove those? Thank you. That's better. That's very true. I could do PY4, padding on the y-axis. Let's go back to that. It was not that one, was it? It was this one. So padding Y of 4 and padding top of 4. But I still need padding X. So, yeah. Hang on a minute. Hold fire. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Let me just go to the docs. I think you're right. Padding Y, padding top and padding bottom. So you're saying padding Y4, which would be this one. Padding top and padding bottom. Yes, you are right. You are right. Of course you're right. Apologies for doubting you. Line 58 was this. PT4 and P. Yes, very correct. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, nothing to do with this. That's what I was getting confused about. Yeah, PY4. Up and down. Good. Okay. Okay, that's cool. I think Was there a bug for this assigned? There was. I'm going to commit this now, and then as we go. And I will read the next part of the TDD Companion book after I have a slurp of my drink. Right. So we're now on page 7. Page 7 is titled TDD does not replace traditional testing. Okay, some organizations who have adopted TDD as their development strategy have assumed that they no longer need SAT or QA testers, since the developers are now writing tests. This is a mistake. Can I just double check what SAT stands for? I know what QA is, quality assurance, but what is SAT? Because I have no idea. SAT testing. System something. Systems acceptance testing? I don't know. SAT tests? I know that means something completely different in the UK. What is an SAT test? The SAT is entrance exam? No. Let's do SAT software testing. It's acceptance testing, software acceptance testing. Site acceptance testing. Okay, fair enough. The SAT SAT tests are written by the client themselves, and this verifies the functionality of the equipment being tested. They are also, as their title suggests, tests on site. Okay. The test will show whether the equipment meets, does not meet, or exceeds the expectation of performance. I've learned something today. I've learned lots of things, but that's one of them. Cool. Okay. Right. Let's continue. In fact, I'll do a recap. So, some organizations who have adopted TDD as their development strategy have assumed that they no longer need SAT, which is what we've just assigned, which is site acceptance testing, or QA, quality assurance testers, since the developers are now writing tests. This is a mistake. That now makes sense to me. First, developers do not write the same kind of tests that testers do. That is correct. Developers write the tests they need to drive the correct behavior into the system. They do not cover all the edge cases or corner cases because their focus is on creating useful behavior. Sweet. Second, skill in testing is not the same as skill in development. Experienced testers will approach the system from a different point of view than developers will, and this has tremendous value. Yeah. Third, there are many different kinds of tests that the developers won't do at all, such as usability testing, stress testing, and various forms of exploratory testing. I'm not sure about the stress testing, because as a dev, I know that I've done on certain projects, I've tested using things like siege testing, where I'm actually testing the load of the thing I've done. So I'm not sure about that. Okay, much of this kind of testing cannot be meaningfully conducted until after the system is fully functional. That's true. So you can't actually test the stress of a system until it's actually done, right? Okay, so that makes sense. Developers doing TDD will significantly contribute to the QA effort by supplying many of the low-level unit tests that testers... Sorry, I'll read that all again. I went off a bit there. Developers doing TDD will significantly contribute to the QA effort by supplying many of the low-level unit tests that testers would otherwise have to write. And this means that the testers are free to do more sophisticated testing that often gets cut due to time constraints. But we still need the testers' experience and skill to do this properly. Yes, that is a very correct statement. I mean, I guess my take on this is that yes, we don't as developers, we do not write the same tests because we don't think the same as the client, as the customer. So we don't write the same level of tests as, say, the owner, the product owner, or the client or the customer. We will be attacking the system in a very different way because we've developed it, and also because we know the kinks and the how to get around things and other bits and pieces like that. Whereas someone who is fresh-eyed to the system would be trying it in all sorts of different ways. And also, we don't know the product as well as the client does. I don't think we'll ever know that, because the client should know their dreams and their desires. So both, as Crosser 7000 has just mentioned, both need to be done. There was a point in here that I wouldn't mind picking up, though. What was there? Something about time constraints. Here we go. So yeah, this bit. Developers doing TDD will significantly contribute to the QA effort by supplying many low-level unit tests that testers would otherwise have to write. And this means that testers are free to do more sophisticated testing that often gets cut due to time constraints. But we still need the testers' experience and skill to do this properly. The thing about the time constraints there, that really does hit home, because testing is obviously something that you do constantly during the development of a project. But when it comes to sophisticated tests, when you actually need to have the application running, that can only be done after the application has been built. And it's normally at that time, the time gets cut because the development has probably gone longer than it should have done for some unknown reason. And so the level of sophisticated testing after the fact that it's been developed is often cut short, in my opinion, in my experience. But yeah, this is a very handy book. This is good. Yes, that's very true, Crosser 7000. Yes, usually we have it running in the pipeline. So our tests are running in the pipeline in a sort of an iterative kind of manner, testing small little things. Yeah, definitely true. It is 22:47. I need to head off and get my beauty sleep. Because I have a busy day today, tomorrow, even in a few hours' time, technically. So thank you ever so much, everybody, for watching today. Massive thank you to Liquid Oxygen and Davey Wavy 7 for subscribing on Twitch. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. And if you've got any suggestions, comments, or queries to do with how to code well, then do let me know. And suggestions for other podcasts as well would be awesome. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you again soon. Happy coding, everybody. Bye-bye.